All right, so today we're going to talk about a book that, well, it's a game changer. Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. Now, on the surface, you might think it's just this simple tale about a shepherd boy, but trust me, it's so much more. It's really a story about your journey, about my journey. It's all about this incredible idea he calls the personal legend. But before we get into the story, I want to ask you something. Think back. Is there a dream you had once? One that really lit you up, got you all excited, but maybe you've kind of pushed it aside, put it in a box somewhere? Maybe life just happened, or someone told you it was too crazy, too risky. Well, if that sounds familiar, this story is absolutely for you. Okay, so let's get into it. Our hero is this young guy in Spain. His name is Santiago. Now, his folks had a plan for him. Become a priest, make the family proud. But Santiago, he had other ideas. He wanted to see the world. So what does he do? He becomes a shepherd. And believe it or not, that's where this whole incredible adventure really kicks off. So Santiago starts having this dream. And it's not just a one-time thing. It's the same dream over and over again. In the dream, this kid leads him all the way to the Egyptian pyramids and says, "Hey, there's treasure here for you." I mean, once is weird, but twice? He just can't shake it. So he goes to see a gypsy woman, probably expecting some super complicated, mystical answer. But what she tells him is shockingly simple. Yep, the treasure's real. You gotta go get it. Okay, this next part, this is where everything starts to click. This is the heart of the whole book. Santiago runs into this mysterious old fella who introduces himself as Melchizedek, the king of Salem. Yeah, a king. And this king is about to drop the single most important idea in the entire story. He calls it your personal legend. What does that mean? Well, think of it as your true destiny, the one thing you were really put on this earth to do. The king explains that when we're kids, we know what it is. We're totally clear on it. But then we grow up, and society, fear, all the shoulds and have-tos, they all start whispering in our ear that it's impossible, that we should be more practical. And then the king says the line. You've probably heard this one before. It's the most famous quote from the whole book. He tells Santiago, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. I mean, wow. Just let that sink in. That one sentence is basically the fuel for everything that happens next. So here it is, the moment of truth. Santiago has a choice to make. Does he stick with what he knows, the comfort, the safety of his sheep, or does he risk it all for this crazy dream? Well, he goes for the dream. He sells his entire flock. And this is such a powerful point, right? Real change demands real sacrifice. His adventure couldn't even start until he was willing to let go of everything that felt safe. All right, so now the journey really begins. Santiago makes it across to Africa, lands in Tangier, and bam, he immediately hits a huge roadblock. Like, his first major test happens right out of the gate. Everything he has, gone. Every last coin is stolen. Just like that, he's a total stranger in a foreign country with nothing. I mean, how easy would it be to just give up? To go home with his tail between his legs and feel sorry for himself, right? To be the victim. But he doesn't. He makes this incredible mental shift. He decides, no, I'm not a victim. I'm an adventurer on a quest. So to get back on his feet, he starts working for a crystal merchant. And this is where we see a fascinating contrast, a perfect foil for Santiago. See, the merchant, he has a dream too. He wants to go to Mecca, but he's never gone. And you want to know why? He's actually afraid to fulfill his dream. He thinks if he does, he won't have anything left to look forward to. For him, it's the idea of the dream that keeps him alive, not the actual chase. Santiago couldn't be more different. Okay, so after working for a while, Santiago saves up enough money and joins a caravan to cross the massive desert. And on this trip, he meets an Englishman who is completely obsessed with alchemy. The whole turning lead into gold thing. But here's the difference between them. The Englishman thinks all the answers are buried in his books. Santiago, though, he learns by watching. He observes the desert, listens to the wind. It's that classic showdown, book smarts versus street smarts, or in this case, desert smarts. Finally, after this long, long trek, the caravan arrives at this beautiful, lush oasis, like a paradise right in the middle of the desert. And it's in this place that Santiago's education really goes to the next level. He starts to understand two of the most powerful forces in the universe, love and destiny. He comes across this word, maktub. It's Arabic for it is written. Now, you might hear that and think it means everything is predetermined and you have no choice, but that's not it at all. In the world of the alchemist, maktub means that destiny is on your side. It means the path is written to help you, to guide you toward your personal legend. And it's also at this oasis that he meets Fatima. And boom, he falls completely in love, like instantly. For a second, he thinks, this is it. This is my treasure. I'll just stay here. But Fatima, she is incredibly wise. She tells him that if their love is real, she'll wait for him. She gets it. She understands that true love doesn't hold you back from your destiny, it actually pushes you toward it. So, after some more intense lessons from a real alchemist and facing what is seriously his biggest test yet, I mean, a moment where he literally has to turn himself into the wind, Santiago finally makes it. He sees them, the magnificent Egyptian pyramids, right there in front of him, the place from his dream. This is it. He's about to find his treasure. He drops to his knees, right there in the sand, and just starts digging with his bare hands. He's digging, and he finds nothing. Absolutely nothing. And just when you think it can't get any worse, a bunch of robbers show up and attack him. They beat him up pretty badly, take the little bit of gold he has left, and as they're leaving, Santiago, for some reason, tells them about his dream. The leader of the robbers just bursts out laughing. He mocks him, saying, "You're an idiot. You know, I had a dream just like that over and over, about a treasure buried under a sycamore tree in some ruined church back in Spain. But I'm not dumb enough to cross a whole desert because of a silly dream." And in that exact moment, broken, beaten, Santiago starts to laugh because it all hits him. A ruined church in Spain with a sycamore tree, that's the exact spot where he used to sleep with his sheep. The treasure, it was back home, right where he started. So you gotta be asking the big question, right? Why? Why on earth did he have to go through all of that? Cross a desert, get robbed, almost die, just to find out the treasure was right under his nose the whole time? And that is the absolute soul of this book. The answer is actually incredibly simple. The journey was the reward. Think about it. If he hadn't gone on the journey, he never would have learned to speak the language of the world. He never would have met Fatima, and he never, ever would have realized just how strong he really was. So this is the real alchemy the book is talking about. It was never about turning lead into physical gold. It's about turning a person into gold. It's about the transformation that happens on the inside, taking an ordinary shepherd boy and turning him into a man who gets the world, who has stared fear in the face and won, and who understands his own power. That transformation, that was the real treasure all along. So, to wrap this all up, I'm going to leave you with the same question the book leaves us with. It's a call to listen to your heart, because as the author, Coehlo, writes, wherever your heart is, that is where you will find your treasure. So I'll ask you one last time, what is your personal legend?